Hello, my dear friends. It's me, Beata, from Horoscopes and Readings.com. First of all, I would like to thank you because I actually ask you if you want to have your birth chart read by me. You can comment below my last video. So thank you very much for your data. I'm actually collecting it, and next week I am preparing reading of one of your birth charts, so you can see how I work actually, but also you can learn more about your individual birth chart. So thank you very much once again. I really do appreciate it. But today I would like to tell you just a little bit about how I perceive, or how I read Synastry, and what I find like the most important. First of all, we really have to distinguish between reading Synastry chart and reading Composite chart. There is distinction, obviously, because these two charts are different from one another, but where I put the most emphasis is really aspects between personal planets in Synastry, but also Pluto, because Pluto works every time. If you want to see blockages and problems of the relationship, search for Pluto aspects, especially difficult ones, even though also easy aspects from Pluto can be challenging. Don't be fooled, like if you have easy contacts from Pluto, it's gonna be easy. Pluto is still Pluto, and Pluto operates very differently. Pluto is very unconscious, and we don't see Pluto coming. This is how Pluto works, how Pluto operates. So we should be careful here, okay? But honestly, and probably you heard me talking about this many times, I really need to see your birth chart first, okay? So even though you can have best synastry in the world, but if you don't have, or your partner doesn't have capacity to love and be loud, it will really not matter, right? So we have to go step by step. But coming back to my original topic in today's video, so day-to-day interaction can be seen in Synastry. Day-to-day interaction meaning how you will feel in this relationship daily, on daily basis, what you can pretty much expect from your partner. Will he be reliable? Will he cheat? Will he lie? Do we have like same taste of music, of food? How do we pretty much spend our free time? How What about our lifestyles? Is it compatible or no? Are adjustments required, etc.? So this is what you can see, and of course much more in Synastry daily interaction between personal planets. In my opinion, personal planets are Sun, Moon, even though they are not planets. Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars. Okay, um, you know, Venus, of course, but when it comes to Jupiter and Saturn, this is actually much more generational, as we may even consider. But the core of the relationship, how you will relate on daily basis, you can see it just by seeing how these personal planets between two people interact. For instance, recently I had client and they had like bunch of Mars, really. Mars square Mars, Sun was doing something to Mars as well, probably square as well. And it was like, it's just too much Mars, you know. In day-to-day interaction, arguments were very possible, and they were pretty much, because I ask my client if they are arguing a lot, and this was the case, you know, like too much Mars, like too much arguing, too much, you know. Who is the bigger boss, and very like opinionated. They can get very opinionated on the other. So yeah, this is like very, you know, briefly, you can tell just briefly looking at someone's synastry, just between personal planets. You can see what's up, good and bad, of course. And if you add Pluto there, you see problems every time. You know, I'm sorry to tell you this, but this is how it operates with Pluto. You will go through deep transformation in this relationship, but it may be painful. Of course, we should go, like, you know, through each and every Pluto aspect to personal planets, because it will be different. But Pluto really are blockages of the relationship, you know. Some might say that Saturn is the blockage. It really is. I personally consider Saturn as a blockage as well, but Pluto is very different energy. It's like we may not even think it's a blockage, you know, initially, but as time progresses, we see like, oh my goodness, what am I doing here? Okay, guys, so next week, I'm going to take one of your datas, and I'm going to make a birth chart reading for you, so you can see how I do birth charts reading. And of course, if you want, you can book a reading with me. I'm specialized in relationships. I've been in this field more than 14 years now, so this is how I do it, you know. A lot of practice. You can see on this channel a lot of practical examples as well, but also some of you like to have your birth chart read by me. It's called Personality Horoscope on my website, but you know, you can order reading. It is very simple here. You can just follow instruction below this video, or you can check my website horoscopes and readings.com. Even if you don't ask specific questions in your, you know, in your order, I can still provide you with valid information, because I like to point out on what is the most important in your personality. Or if you have your synastry reading done by me, I definitely tell you what's up, what is going on, you know, what's like the most important, right? Because sometimes, especially if you are aspiring astrologer, you can get caught up in unimportant details, right? And that's why it's good to have like another opinion by a professional astrologer, or just, you know, um, have your synastry done by someone else, you know. Funny thing is that, of course, I can read my own chart or synastry or predictions or whatever, but till this day I turn to my own astrologer if I want to know something, right? Because it's always so refreshing to hear someone else's point. You know, it's very good, because she will tell me different things, you know, that I didn't notice when I read my own chart. It's like she can be much more, let's say, objective, of course, because we are not objective when it comes to us. And yeah, till this day, I turn to her if I want to know something, right? Even though I can read my own chart, but yeah, there is some valid point to that, and I find it very interesting. Um, you know, even if you had like 10 astrologers and they would read your chart, I can tell you that each of them would tell you something different, or each of them would point out on something different from your birth chart. And this is the variety, and I so much love it. Okay, guys, that's all I have for you today. I wish you a very nice day, very nice week, and yeah, see you next week. Bye.